What's up everyone, Taiki here. I finally did it. I have escaped the mid-curve. It took me years of holding on to Ethereum, the cooked asset. It took me years of buying DeFi tokens. It took me years of just mid-curving, caring about fundamentals, cash flow, all of that. All it took was a meme coin called GOAT, which is based off, a guy spreading his anus open for me to finally capitulate to the meme coin narrative. I'm back, guys. I'm back. Feels good. Feels good. When I started this channel in 2020, I was a complete left curve. I had no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I still have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. That's an honest, confession of mine. And obviously, lots of Ponzi activities in 2021. My channel blew up, and then the bear market hit 2022. I was hurt. Everyone was hurt. I went back to fundamentals because I had to latch on to something. And then as a result, I bought things like Maker, Aave, Uni, and they went up, but no one cares, right? I was actually reading the comment section of my most recent video, like why you are mid-curving Unichain. It was a very optimistic title, I will say. And like little did I know that I was the mid-curve. Actually, I still know that I'm the mid-curve, honestly. But anyways, the top 3 comments determined by my community. You guys have voted on these comments. Bro has a PhD in yapology. Avoiding meme coins and spending a month on a DeFi thesis is the actual mid-curving. No one cares, bro. A video by Taiki for Taiki. I'm like, first of all, like, who are you people that's upvoting this? And second of all, why are you watching? Maybe it's just like funny. I mean, I kind of liked it, right? I kind of hearted it myself. But by the way, I still own. I still own like my my uni position. I'm still long and strong. But the truth is, it ain't doing jack shit, right? It's just kind of in an uptrend. Okay, sorry, like no one cares, right? Sorry, mid-curve Taiki took over. Get out. Okay, I'm back, right? Left curve Taiki. I'm back. So back to GOAT. It really, like when I saw this start pumping, so I bought GOAT. Actually, here let me give a backstory. By the way, this is left curve Taiki. I have no idea what I'm doing, right? This is very unplanned, unorganized. I bought GOAT at 80 million market cap because when I saw it, I just clicked with it, and then it went up like 4x. And then at that point, I'm like, wow, I wish I bought more. Okay, I'm greedy. Let me buy the absolute degenerate shitcoins. So obviously, I can't mention the ticker on this channel because like ethical reasons, I don't want to pump stuff, and it probably goes to zero. But I'm like, what? If I'm gonna left curve, I might as well left curve all the way, right? Because I mean, depending on who you are, right? If you're like an ETH maxi, buying GOAT is a left curve. But if you're in the trenches, GOAT is mid curve, right? Actually, maybe not, but actually that's incorrect. I'm sorry. But I'm like, I'm just gonna buy all these shit coins. So I'm just in the trenches. And if you think about first principles or like fundamentals behind this thing, there really is none. But if you think about whether this meta or these coins have product market fit, it definitely does. And I am their customer. I am the market, right? The product is the coin. The market is mid curves. And the main use case of GOAT and all these coins is that it gives all these mid curves a reasonable excuse to deploy to meme coins. Here's a story. Like for me, like maybe I don't really have that many, insightful things to share, honestly, on this channel. But one thing I will share is that in my 2.5 years of mid-curving, I have made a lot of mid-curve friends. It's kind of how ETH maxis, they kind of only talk to ETH maxis, right? And they make themselves feel better. Us mid-curves, right? We look at cash flow fundamentals, all these fund managers that runs tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. I talk to them pretty frequently. And honestly, we've been coping. I'll be honest, right? They won't say it, so I'll say it. We've been coping, right? People buy Pepe, whiff, they make a bunch of money. And then, us mid-curves, we spend like 2 weeks to make a bull case for Aave, it goes up like 80%, and then that's it. That's literally it. And all these fund managers, they can't buy whiff or anything, right? I mean, I guess they could, but they kind of have to justify to their, I guess, LPs why they're buying this stuff. But all these people that would never buy animal coins, like they're all buying like all these like Go and all this other shit coins. And I literally got like a really well written out report for like a particular coin that is like down 90%. And I'm like, bro, this is a shit coin. You know that, right? And he's like, well, technically technically, it is an AI coin with good tech. I mean, it's a shitcoin, bro. And they're like, actually, yeah, I just thought it was gonna pump. So all these coins, it unlocks idle midcurve capital, which would that would otherwise deploy to worthless governance tokens like Uniswap. And idle midcurve capital is much larger than you think. 68% of the population are midcurves. I'm one of them. Chances are you're one of them too, right? I'm a mid-curve. I've tried going left curve before. I've tried going right curve before. But whenever I try going to right curve, I just end up buying like a mid-curve bag. And whenever I try to go left curve in the past, I end up buying like a mid-curve meme coin, right? And it just goes to zero. So I've been very, very successful, unsuccessful in the past. But this time around, I really do see it, right? I do see the light, and I'm just like going crazy. And I think the midcurve crowd, right, the DeFi crowd, they're getting desperate, right? Because recently I got this DM from Uniswap Labs. I think they recognize that I'm literally the only person in the world that's talking positively about the Uni token, and they were like, "Oh my god, like we need to buy his love." So they actually invited me to like some private dinner. I was like, do they know who I am? Like I'm so unserious. And then maybe they're like, yeah, like he's the only Uni shill, so we need to buy his love. Am I gonna go? Probably, right? Because like why not? Free food. But I mean, I can say anything because honestly, like who from Uniswap Labs is watching my video? Probably not. If they are, please do not uninvite me. But anyways, let's actually talk about I guess the addressable market, because clearly, right? All these mid curves, they're buying this stuff, and you can kind of see in the price. And another thing to at least consider is, we often talk about this idea that we need to bring retail, right? Or, once retail comes back, our bags are going to pump, right? Once Bitcoin hits all-time highs, our bags are going to pump. Once ETH goes to 3K, our bags are going to pump, because then retail is going to see it, and then they're going to buy my shitcoin, right? That's kind of like the thing that people have been saying for like 2 years. But the reality is, the truth is, newsflash, I am the retail. Like you are the retail, right? Like retail is already here, right? And there's like no new retail, unfortunately. I'm sorry, right? I feel bad, but there really is none. So for actual like new retail or like new outside capital to come into crypto, there has to be something like new and exciting and like weird. And I will say, okay, like looking at this, okay, look at the left hand side here, right? Like, what the fuck is this? Like. No one knows what they're doing. Like, honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I will admit that. Okay, there are people online that will claim that they are like the like they know which coins are like no one knows, right? It's like all these are shit coins. But one, I guess, thing that I can tell you is that if you look at things like Truth Terminal, it's at 200,000 followers. I mean, this account's gaining 10,000 followers ish every single day. It's spreading like wildfire. It's getting the attention of other people. And people like Elon Musk, he's going to be incentivized to interact with us at some point, because, I mean, it's a Twitter product, essentially, technically, and more attention to it brings more ad dollars and more users, potentially, right? It might get other AI developers to build like a similar type of AI bot, let's say. And if you go to YouTube and you look up like a coin or like a concept, usually, right, if you just look up some random ticker, you're going to get like the weird people, right? They're going to like call for like Hex to go to like $100 billion market cap or something. But if you look up Truth Terminal and you filter for the past week or so, the top 3 videos, it's actually like these sophisticated AI people that's saying, wow, this is a really interesting experiment. Oh my God, this AI agent created a religion and it's worth so much. And it's getting 50,000 views. And these are big accounts. And I actually listened to this very long podcast, the Ben and Emil show. I have no idea who these people are, honestly, but it seems like they're like tech bros, AI bros, accelerationists, or whatever. And I went through the effort to listening to it, so you don't have to. I just want to play a clip that really empathize, or that kind of really summarizes like what we're all feeling right now. So let me just play this real quick.
Hopeful that how do I phrase it?
That you make a lot of money off your fart coin?
Yeah,
I'm hopeful that I'm gonna ape fat bags on.
I bet you're optimistic about that.
I'm gonna ape. Oh, that's the thing. That's one thing. I do think that these AI generated coins are gonna be the next like Doge and big thing. And I'm
sure, definitely. We have nothing left. There's no.
Yeah, and I'd rather participate in it than not, which is I guess I'm I'm
I just love this guy's reaction where it's like, yeah, like I'd rather participate in it than not because there's nothing left in crypto other than this stuff. And I bought some and I'm like, he's so disgusted by himself, right? He bought some fart coin, he bought some goat coin, he bought some other shit, and he just can't justify it. He's like, yeah, I mean, I guess like it could go up, and I'd rather own it than not own it because if I don't, then I'm coping, and I'm like, and I'm pretty sure like 50 minutes into this podcast, he was like, fuck, like what am I doing with my life? But that's honestly how I feel. I'm like, dude, like what am I doing with my life? Like I'm spending, a long time building like theses on DeFi coins, and I feel smart, right? Because it's like a DeFi coin. It's like, oh, Unichain, bro. Like, yeah, hell yeah, bro. It's like, people are like, bro, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like no one knows what they're doing. And the thing with new metas, I think one analogy that I've talked about is on other podcasts is maybe GOAT is kind of like the Wi-Fi. So I think we can all agree Wi-Fi is not really a great token, right? I'm sorry guys, but not really a great token. But if you remember in 2020, it went from 0 to 1 billion in basically a month or two, I think. Yeah, July to September, it went to 1 billion market cap. And then it went to like $3 billion market cap in like Q2 of 2021. Of course, if you like that Wi-Fi, any reasonable person at the time would have been like, it's kind of cool, but like a yield aggregator, I guess. Like how much can that be worth? Maybe it's not worth buying. But I mean, the thing is, like, it pumped because it was like a new token, right? Like it was a new token on Ethereum. It launched on chain. It pumping to 1 billion from 0 in 2 months really got people's imaginations going, and that activated, what I, what I called earlier, idle midcurve capital to go on chain. And maybe that's happening on Solana, right? Maybe GOAT kind of looks like this at some point, where it just pumps, tops at some point, and then just like chills at like $100 million market cap or something. Or maybe it keeps going higher. But GOAT, True Terminal, we can all agree it's not like the end game, right? It's still controlled by a human. It's not completely sentient and whatnot. It could be at some point in the future, but it's not really perfect. So maybe, GOAT just kind of kickstarts this entire new meta, and then, Wi-Fi goes up, then it allows all the other coins to go up within DeFi, and then creates DeFi summer. It creates on-chain activity, it skyrockets, and then there's a lot of opportunities to be had. And, I'm not gonna, I can't, say anything specific about any tickers. I did say that I actually own Zero Go right now, because I'm like, if I'm gonna left curve, I'm gonna just go all the way. I'm just like full left curving. And people were like, dude, Taiki, like stop gambling. I mean, yes, I am, but when I say all in, I just meant that any of the money that I'm willing to speculate on is gonna go into the Egyptian stuff. I'm not actually going all in, guys. Come on, I'm still mid curve at heart. I'm still mid curve at heart. And it's crazy because like I bought some like I bought some shitcoin that will not be named, and it went from like 20. I put like 20K, and it's like worth like 200K now. It's like, bro, what the? Obviously, it's like very illiquid. If I sell, then it will kill the price and stuff. But I'm just like embracing it, and the funny thing is, if you look like 93 comments, like people are showing me their tickers. And yesterday, I made this clarification post. So Andy Aray, he kind of shared like a demo where you can chat with a model that trained on the infinite backrooms, which is what True Terminal is based on. And people were asking, hey, is GOAT and this coin related? And it was saying that, yeah, like they're related, it's gonna pump. But then, I posted a screenshot. It's like, well, it's kind of like a prompt hack. You can make the LLM say anything you want it to. So if you asked if GOAT and Eigen, like Eigenlayer token, are related, they say that, GOAT is the Eigen's avatar. It's digital twin, if you will. It is the Eigen's from. It's just bullshit, right? And I was like, yeah, just be careful, guys. And then as a result, right, like people started to like show the ticker of like Eigen, and someone actually deployed a coin off of my tweet called Eigen, and it hit like a $1.8 million market cap. See, like I made a tweet on like 7:57 a.m. and then this coin was deployed like 8 a.m. sometime, and then it's just like pumped, right? Like someone was buying this stuff, and then it's like went to 0. I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. the trenches are insane, right? I think I tweeted about this. The trenches are kind of like financialized cocaine. It's just so many dopamine hits, and like obviously I still try to have like a DeFi focus on my channel, and I'm still gonna like try to focus on like fundamentals and stuff, but like for me, like looking at GOAT, it's like no one can really say with a straight face that like this thing makes sense. But I mean, you can't argue against the market, right? I mean, this thing is pumping. And the reality is people like me are interested in it. And it's been a very long time since I've been this interested in like a new meta. I mean, in the past 2 years, let's say, I mean, like nothing has really interested me, like I get interested in like DeFi theses, right? Because I can make money, maybe it goes up 2x or something. But it's like, yeah, I mean, like Aave is cool, right? Uni is cool, I guess. I mean, maybe it goes up, right? Like it's like I'm just like, yeah, bro, like maybe, right? But for this, it's like, wow, like this is interesting. And for me to become interested in something this much in such a short period of time, I think there's something there, right? It's like even though I can't really explain it, even though I can't rationally explain it to like a regular person, I think I just have to embrace it, and that's kind of what I'm doing. And I think that and there's also like other elements where if you like the stock market, like Nvidia is hitting all-time highs, and like last year, like once Nvidia started pumping, like a bunch of AI coins started pumping, and this time around, like Nvidia, Taiwan Semi, they're hitting all-time highs. Maybe all that speculative activity, right? Maybe all that speculative premium flows down to AI coins. But which AI coins? Is it going to be like Tau or is it going to be GOAT? I don't know. My guess is that it's going to be Tau. Murad has this super cycle thesis, right? And he makes an argument that all these all these altcoins are overvalued, and all that speculative premium is going to go to it's going to go to meme coins. You can make a similar argument, like maybe Tau has a lot of speculative premium, and all that speculative premium goes to like things like GOAT or something. You never know, right? I don't want to anger like the Tau people. And like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like honestly, sorry, this is not the post. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. And honestly, like no one really has any idea what they're doing. But like that's what creates opportunity, right? If everyone knew how to value these coins, then the game is solved. There's no upside to be had. That's part of the problem with my DeFi stuff, right? It's like, yeah, I made money on Aave Uni, but like it's not gonna pump. It's like everyone knows like generally how much this stuff should be worth, right? Like can it go like a little bit higher? Yeah. Lower? Yeah. But it's not going to create crazy amounts of wealth. And that's like, that's precisely the reason why I have to bet size, because for me to make reasonable amounts of money, I have to bet size. Otherwise it's like not really, like worth my time. But for this stuff, like what is GOAT? Is 600 million cheap? I don't know. Are any of the coins out there, right? Like, are they going to be worth a lot? I don't know. The game is not solved. And if the game is not solved, there's a lot of edge to be had. There's a lot of opportunity to be had. And that's why I think, a lot of my time is going to be focused on the AI meme coin trenches. And that's not to say that I'm like capitulating on like the rest of my bags, right? Like the majority of my bags are like holding ETH and DeFi coins, honestly, right? And like airdrop farming, like, garbage shit coins like Scroll, like fuck this coin, right? What the fuck is this? But, like maybe it's worth, for me at least, to speculate a little bit with my portfolio. And also, like, as I was like reading these comments, it's just like, I feel like people think it's like black and white, right? It's like, either you buy meme coins or you just like buy DeFi coins. But like you can do both. Like why not just have a barbell approach of like you have the majority of your assets in safer assets with more conviction, with less volatility, and then you allocate, a little bit of your portfolio in like the more degen stuff. I mean, that's also reasonable. And I was kind of studying, or I was like watching this video that kind of goes over Charlie Munger's mental models. And he kind of talks about this idea that like expected returns are relative, and you kind of have to, temper your expectations. If a fund manager like claims that he can make 50% a year in the stock market when the markets are down, everyone's going to say that like you're a scammer. But if the same fund manager claims 15% per year when like during the internet bubble or something, then everyone's going to call you a boomer, right? Similarly, it's like, yeah, I mean, DeFi coins I think will go up. But like, if AI meme coins are pumping, then everyone thinks I'm a boomer. But if the markets go down, then I'm like, wow, like I'm like a fundamental analysis god or something. The truth is, I'm just a mid curve, right? I'm just the mid curve LARPing as a left curve, and all like just everything about this post is very unserious. But I do think that it's kind of like this concept of like your balls are tingling, right? You just can't explain it. Like you just can't explain why, like why I'm so interested, like why I'm so excited. I just am. Like traders often say that you kind of have to follow your gut feel, because if you feel, like you have to trust your intuition. And my intuition says, just embrace this stuff, just embrace it. And I'm embracing it. That being said, if this is like the Wi-Fi moment of AI meme coins, the thing is, I mean, Wi-Fi launched July 17th, right? And then, this thing like pumped for like a year. And generally for DeFi, right, from like July 2020 to like Q2 2021, it was up only. There was a period where everything went down 80%, 90%. But aside from that, it was up only. So the worst thing that can happen to me is I just blow my load on like some shitcoin, it goes to zero. So I'm sizing responsibly. But, okay, honestly, there's nothing responsible about like what I'm doing right now. But you know what I mean, right? If this is the first inning, right, like you don't want to blow up in the first inning. You want to make sure that you have bullets to play. I know like no one cares about risk management tips, right? But I do have to say a few things there. But anyways, I think that's gonna be it for me. Just this meta has been insane. This post seems unserious, but it's very true. You have no idea the types of people I've been talking, or the types of people that's like buying this stuff. People that would never buy meme coins are buying this, and they are just buying it hand over fist. And maybe that's top signal, right? Like how disgusting it like would it be if like all these mid curves, right? They missed out on animal coins for the past year and a half, and then when they finally capitulate to AI meme coins, like that's when the entire market rugs, right? Like that would be so sad. And this video will be a very sad video. But the thing is, like my balls are tingling, so I'm participating. All right, thanks guys. I'm gonna go. Bye bye.